And now, we'd like to feature.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Red Hot Underdogs. We had a bit of technical issues with pressing links and stuff. I'm Anzac. Again, we have the incredible, the often contained, long contained, often imitated, never duplicated Drew. Woo! To finish once and for good, Rocky top 5. We are up to.
Oh God, help me! The third episode. I'm going to talk in double quick speed.
No, you
All
don't
right?
need to rush. You don't need to rush.
No.
The peeps
But we'll get through it today. I promise. Because we got through to Rocky 2. We pretty much said all. Sorry, not Rocky 2. Rocky, which came in at number 2.
Yeah, the first Rocky came second. Yep. Show your cards. Yep.
So, yeah, obviously, as my synopsis, why I had Rocky at number 2 was because it just brought him back to where he all begun. It was also a great story about how, if you're given an underdog status and you are genuinely an underdog in life,
Yep.
and people don't expect much of you, you can even lose when you win. You can even win when you lose, because he lost to Apollo Creed, but nobody was expecting him to go to the distance. Everyone thought he was a joke, and he gave Apollo Creed all he could handle. So it's a pretty good message that, you don't always have to be the jock at the head of the queue. You can sometimes achieve more than what anybody ever thinks you will and still come out a winner.
Yeah, it launched the Rocky, culture, and
Yeah,
it is interesting. I know everybody knows that he didn't win that last fight or the first fight in Rocky 1, but something must have worked. Like, what other movie can you think of that, or franchise, or anything that's been so successful and starts off with, a sporting event with a loss? I mean,
yeah. Well, I think people can identify with the fact that even though he was outclassed and outgunned, he still had enough experience in his craft, and he had enough experience in life to give the best possible account of himself and make it so that everyone actually said, hey, you know what? You did really well.
Yep.
You can do really well. And you don't always have to be the top. All right, it's great to strive that way, but sometimes you're not. But sometimes if people notice that you've really done extremely well in getting to where you got to, you can still get admiration, not only from other people, but more importantly from yourself. So, yeah, it was pretty awesome.
So Rocky is the second best.
Yeah.
With powers of deduction, we know what number 1 is, but show us number 1. Just Rocky 3.
Rocky 3.
Yeah,
This is my favorite by an absolute country mile.
Yep.
Because, okay, so Rocky is in a part of his career where he lost to Creed, and then he beat Apollo Creed, and then all of a sudden, at the beginning of Rocky 3, it shows him going on this great big montage of beating fighter after fighter and making title defense after title defense, to the point where he's now just completely established as the total world number 1 champion without a doubt. But coming up through the ranks is wrecking machine Clubber Lang, who is Mr. T.
Mr. T, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. His name in the movie as a character is Clubber Lang.
Why didn't they keep him as Mr. T? Like,
yeah, I think it's better as Clubber Lang, because I think Mr. T just lends itself to him being Mr. T as Mr. T.
Yeah.
The actor. character in other movies and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Well,
It
no,
lacks a
was he
bit of
Mr. T in like the A-Team and stuff? Do they call him Mr. T in that?
No, he was B.A.
Yeah.
Baracus.
Yeah. Like he
Yeah.
changed his name to Mr. T. Like
Yes.
yeah, when he
Yeah.
was a teenager, 18 or this or that.
Yeah. So, and that's exactly right. But
Mm.
the
And
funny thing
what a
about
cool
the start of
character.
Rocky,
Like you
Huh?
can't get cooler than Mr. T. Well, maybe you can.
oh,
The other
he's
characters are cool too. Like, but
yeah,
he's cool. That's all I'm saying. He's cool.
he
He's
is
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
He's got the look too.
He's got the hair. He's got the
The
attitude.
dark
And
guy with the mohawk.
he almost follows Rocky's real life because Mr. T was a bouncer. I
Yeah,
know Rocky
yeah,
was a fictitious standover man, but
yeah,
Mr.
yeah,
T was a real bouncer and
yes,
protector, and that's how he became famous. That's how he became, you know,
yeah,
that's how he got a
that's
shot.
right.
Just like Rocky, the character. It's
Yeah,
coincidence. It's a real life story of Rocky.
yeah. No, and it fits. And his image does well to sort of portray that big, chunky, mean brawler that just
Mm,
wants to destroy you. It just his character is the best when you look at it. It just
yeah.
the mohawk, the
Yep.
cool looking, dark, nuggety,
Yep.
chunky, muscular guy
The
who just wants
the
to
the
rip
the way he
through.
speaks, he fits right in there.
Yeah, he's
Like
intimidating.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
So anyway, like when it shows the montage of Rocky beating all of these people, then it shows a montage of at the same time Clubber Lang training the house down,
yep,
fighting, mean, hungry,
yep,
and all during this musical montage, it shows Rocky living the high life in his glamorous mansion and him
yeah,
going on a picnic with Adrian and being on the Muppet Show and being in commercials and laughing with people.
yep,
And then it shows Clubber Lang running along the dirty street in a back alley and
yep.
doing pull-ups in his apartment.
I
And
mean, that kind of was Rocky, wasn't it? Like
yeah,
it's flipped.
yeah,
You know,
it's flipped. And this is why I love this one. It's really flipped
yeah,
because it's shown how Rocky has gone from a hard living, hungry guy
yeah,
to somebody who feels that his own status and his own talent is now validated.
yeah,
And he's not working as hard.
yeah,
And he's not trying as hard. And he doesn't have that eye of the tiger.
yeah,
And so all of a sudden, you got Clubber Lang who just wants to absolutely rip Rocky to shreds. And it also shows
And
in the
isn't there two fights in Rocky 3?
yeah,
Well, take us
yes.
through. Take us through. So
We get
what
two for the price of one. So
Yeah.
the first fight,
what
before the
happens
first
at the start of the movie? He's just what is he just
yep.
drinking martinis in his big house with Adrian, or what's he doing?
Yeah, and so he's living the high life.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Mickey talks Rocky into retirement. Because
Oh,
here's an interesting
retirement.
side.
That was quick.
Yeah. Here's an interesting side note. During the montage where it shows Rocky beating all these opponents, it shows a little snippet of Mickey noticing Clubber Lang at one of the fights and looking across to him, and Clubber Lang with his mean look, and Mickey quickly looking the other way.
Oh, yep.
And noticing Clubber Lang. So he knows Clubber Lang's coming up.
Yeah.
And he knows that he's smashing everyone.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, after the montage finishes, it shows Rocky at an opening of his statue,
Yep.
which is standing on top of the steps in
Yep.
Philadelphia, outside what I believe is the art gallery. I might be wrong, but I think it is.
Yep.
Anyway, so Rocky's having his big opening day, and he unveils the statue, and they pull the curtain off, and there's this great big glorious statue, and everyone's cheering.
What is the
And then he's
statue of?
Rocky holding both of his arms up with his gloves on.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, yeah. And so
He's a hero. He's a Philadelphia hero.
he's a hero. Got
He's
news
top of the
crew
tree.
there,
Yeah.
got the fans there.
Yep.
And then right when he starts his retirement speech and he says, "Oh, look, thank you. You've all been so good to me. The city's been so good to me. I'm completely humbled by the statue, but I feel it's time for my retirement now."
Mm.
Then Clubber Lang pops up.
Oh.
Hey, boy, I've been looking at you. Boy, don't deserve no statue. Boy, don't deserve no statue. I'm going to beat your ass, Rocky. So then, all of a sudden, we got big Clubber Lang.
Jesus.
And, yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah.
And he
And
even takes shots.
Hang on, you just
shots
said
at
before
Mickey.
that there's two fights. But Clubber Lang
Yeah.
is the second one.
This is before the first one.
Before the first one. Okay.
Because Clubber Lang's got to lure Rocky in.
Yep.
And Clubber Lang's going, "I see you there with your trainer. Hey, fool, I want your boy. I'm going to take your boy. And
Yeah.
you can take your pretty little woman up to my apartment later, and I can show you what a real man is like."
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
he
God, that'll
also-
upset Rocky. He's angry.
It-
That's made him mad. It's like,
he
I was
takes-
retiring, but I'm coming out of retirement. You know, I'm not even going to make this retirement speech. This is my comeback speech.
Yeah. He's taking hits at bloody Rocky's woman even. And,
Yeah, Jesus.
okay.
You can't do that.
So,
You know?
yeah. And then they get home,
Mm.
Rocky and Mickey, because Mickey's living with Rocky by now because they live in a big mansion.
Yeah, why not?
They can afford to put him in a room.
Yep.
Rocky goes, "Hey, yo, Mick, I really need this fight, man." And then Mickey's like, "Rock, it ain't happening. You became civilized. But I can't let things end like this." "Sure you can. You had your day. Kid, this kid's a wrecking machine."
Yeah.
"Yo, Mick, one more time, Mick. That's all I ask for." "Okay, Rock." So they go in for one more time. Anyway, they're training away, and Clubber Lang is training a lot harder.
Yeah.
And then
Because he's hungrier.
he's
He's
hungrier.
on the dirt streets, you know?
Yes, Rocky still believes in his own shit,
Yeah.
even though Mickey understands how dangerous Clubber Lang is.
Mm.
Rocky doesn't still quite, and Rocky still believes in his own height.
Yep.
And anyway, they rent out this hall, Rocky does, with Mickey, and there's like punching machines, and fans are coming over and kissing Rocky while he's on the exercise bike on the cheek, and
Yep.
they've got a band playing in the background, and
Jesus. Yeah, it's luxury.
it's all a circus. And Mickey's like, "Can we just return to the old training ground, Rock?"
Yeah.
And then Rocky's like, "No, this is all right, Mick. Yo, hey, this is fine. We're going to be
Life's
good
a
on the
good
night."
life. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, right before their first fight, the night happens.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, there's an altercation in the hallway because Rocky meets up with Clubber Lang, and Clubber Lang meets up with Rocky, and obviously Mickey's there, and Clubber Lang pushes Mickey,
Oh, yep.
and Mickey falls over.
Oh, yep.
It doesn't necessarily cause the heart attack, but all of a sudden, Mickey has got a whole heap of stress.
Mm.
And in the changing room, Mickey starts having a heart attack.
Yeah, wow.
And Rocky's like, I don't know what to do. Maybe we call it this fight." And Mickey goes, "Go out there and fight him. If you don't know what to do by now, you ought to be ashamed of yourself."
Jesus.
So Mickey goes out. So Rocky goes out and fights Mr. T.
Hang on. Slow down. Was
Yep.
Clubber Lang or Mr. T? What's his
Oh,
name?
sorry. Clubber Lang. Sorry, my
First
bad.
one
Thank
or
you.
second one? Was there two fights or one in this movie?
Yeah, two fights. Two fights in the.
So Clubber Lang was the first one.
No, they're both the same people. I keep saying Mr. T.
Okay, hang on. I
Clubber
know,
Lang is
but how many
Yeah.
fights were in this movie?
who?
Two. Okay, and the
I'm
1st
getting-
one, Clubber
I'm
Lang.
getting to the first one where he loses. So all of a sudden, Rocky goes out, leaves Mickey in the dressing room because Mickey's having a heart attack, but he's not alone. He's there with Adrian and some paramedics.
Yep.
And Rocky goes out there and fights Mr. T. And I think, strangely enough, he's got Paulie in his corner, which isn't much of a help.
Yeah.
But anyway, they go out and fight, and Mr. T absolutely mops him up and knocks him to the canvas a few times. And all of a sudden, I think Clubber Lang is just smashing him all around the ring like an absolute rag doll.
Yep.
And even the crowd don't like watching it, and it's just a complete one-way mismatch, which I think finishes in the fourth round with fourth or third round. I think it actually might be the third round.
Yeah.
From memory, with Clubber Lang knocking out Rocky in the third round.
Yeah.
And then, interestingly enough, it becomes the only time in the franchise where Rocky gets knocked out completely.
Okay.
Because he lost and went the distance with Creed. He lost and went the distance with Drago. Obviously, Tommy Gunn with Mason Dixon.
Yep.
He went the distance with, all these other fighters. But he got knocked out by Clubber Lang.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so all of a sudden, the fight's over. He goes back to the dressing room, Rocky, with one of his eyes completely shut.
Yep.
He kind of tells a lie to Mickey before Mickey dies, because Mickey goes, "How did we do? Did we win?" And then, but obviously not with that much vibrancy, because he's having a heart attack. Like, "How did we do? Did we win?" And then Rocky goes, "Yo, we did it, Mick. We did it."
We did it.
So he didn't say. He
Set
didn't
him off
say
with
we.
a lie.
He didn't say we won, but we did it.
We did it.
Yeah.
He certainly did it. Well, he didn't lie. Yeah, he didn't lie. We did it.
We
He
took the fight with him. It might not have gone well, but
He
took
did
the
it.
fight with him.
He definitely did it. He did. He did it. He did it.
It
What?
might have gone like a
Not
pile of
specific.
shit.
He did it. He did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good one.
Anyway, so
Well,
Mickey
actually,
dies.
very well chosen words by Rocky.
It was. Yeah. Which is surprising after he's had 50 shades of shit beaten out of him in 3 rounds.
Those three words were true.
Yeah.
Were true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, Mickey dies, then all of a sudden Rocky's like, "Oh, Mickey, oh." He's got the crying scene on the bench. Right. So anyway, the fight ends and it's nighttime, and Rocky goes for a fight, and not a fight, goes for a ride on his motorbike.
Yep.
Feels really sorry for himself, goes back to where the statue is, throws his helmet at the statue.
Ooh.
The helmet bounces off the statue.
Of course.
He's just really upset. This is still at night. Goes back to his old gym.
Yep.
And then he punches the bag.
Yep.
And then he hears this voice in the corner. "You know better than that. That's not how you punch a punching bag."
Yeah.
And Rocky looks around. He's like, "Apollo?
Hello?
Apollo? Is that you?" He goes, "That's me, babe." And then
Babe.
Yeah,
I guess it's babe. Yeah.
I guess it's a cool Black American gangster way of saying I'm here for you.
I'm here, baby.
Anyway,
Yep.
They're sitting there. He goes, "Yo, Apollo, what are you doing here? You got me curious." And then Apollo goes, "You got me curious, Rock."
Yeah.
And then they have the speech, and then in short, Apollo Creed goes, "Listen, when you fought me, you had the eye of the tiger.
Yep.
When you fought him, I know, having your manager or your coach like desperately ill and everything was bad for you." He goes, "But you didn't have that eye of the tiger. It wasn't there.
Yeah.
But when you met me, you had the eye of the tiger.
Yep.
You got to get that eye of the tiger back."
The eye of the tiger back. Yep.
So then they agree to meet up and join forces
Join forces.
with Apollo Creed coaching Rocky, which is quite amazing when you think that they were rivals.
Yeah.
And out of
Only
nowhere,
one movie ago.
yes, and this is why I love Rocky 3 so much, because it's got so many twists and turns.
Twist.
Like
Yeah.
Mickey dies.
Yep.
Rocky gets knocked out. You never see Rocky knocked out. You see him beaten. He gets knocked out. And then you see him join forces with the person that you least expect.
And Mr. T's in it, you know? Like,
And Mr. T's in it.
yeah.
And just on a brief short note, which I'm not going to mention too much about, Hulk Hogan's in it for a brief bit too, because he has a little.
Well, you can't mention that briefly. What did he
It's
do?
not really that important.
He in the crowd cheering, or
before Mickey dies, he has, and slightly before the first
paramedic.
Clubber Lang fight, he has a charity wrestling match with him, like WWE. And that's a really good, and it's a really enjoyable charity wrestling match to watch during the movie.
Got Hulk Hogan, the boxer, in there. Made a movie with Hulky. You know, that would have been awesome.
Could have been, but no, I think it's better that they just left him as the WWE star.
Yeah, but he went in as himself, as Hulky, right?
Yeah, it could have gone all right.
No. Meaning he wasn't another character. He was literally Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. That could have been
good. It's bringing this story well into the real world, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
So
all of a sudden, Apollo Creed takes Rocky, brings him out to where Apollo Creed is from.
Yep.
Don't quote me on. I'm not too. I can't quite remember. Somewhere like Detroit or something. I can't remember. I couldn't tell you offhand, but he brings Rocky to Apollo's home.
American city, Detroit, Chicago.
Yeah. Actually, it might have been Chicago from memory. Yep. You might be right. Anyway, so they get training.
Yep.
And here's the twist. Apollo Creed believes Rocky can't fight like he usually fights in his usual style against Clubber Lang and win. So he changes it, and he makes Rocky fight the way Creed fights, the way he.
And so can I say one thing? I don't think this happened, but Rocky doesn't fight Clubber Lang again, correct?
He does fight him again. This is what it's all about. In this movie.
So there's two fights against the same bloke.
Correct. That's why. That's right.
I thought it was two fights. I knew there was two fights in this movie, but I didn't think it was against the same bloke.
Yeah, it's for redemption.
Okay, well that's good. That's good.
And so
being
it's for redemption
by the enemy, so to speak, who's not the enemy anymore, Creed. Yeah, wow. So this is a redemption fight.
It's for redemption.
It's actually more likely what would happen in real life because of
this is why I love it so.
This is what happened.
So many more levels than the other Rockies. Yeah. So it's for redemption, and then when they're in training, at the start, Creed goes, I'm going to teach you how to fight like I fight, because this is how you need to fight to beat Clubber Lang.
Yep.
So they get the ghetto blaster and they start sort of doing the dance moves for his footwork and to sort of do it in rhythm, both of them like side by side.
Yep.
And Rocky is horribly out of rhythm. He's got absolutely none because he's
Can't dance.
predominantly been a slugger.
Rocky can't dance.
He can't dance. And then Creed goes to Paulie, what's Paulie, what's Rocky like with swimming? And then Paulie goes, with a name like Rock, what do you think he's like at swimming?
Yeah.
So they get him in the pool and he's bloody terrible. Anyway, the first week or so is a complete disaster. And Rocky just can't fight like Creed. And then they're having a run along the beach, Creed and Rocky. And
that gives you a clue of which city it's in. It's probably not in a city with a beach, right?
So
we'll find out. We'll find out. We'll find out.
Yeah. So what happens all of a sudden is when they're having a sprint along the beach, Rocky just stops. And then Creed keeps running. And then Paulie asks, what's going on? Why did Rocky stop? And then Creed goes, it's all over. It's all over. And then Adrian goes up to Rocky. When saying it's all over, the training camp's over, he's not going to fight him. And then Adrian goes up to Rocky and she goes, what's going on? And then he goes, what do you mean what's going on? And then she goes, since I've known you, you've never given up on anything. And then he's like, well, how did everything that was so good turn so bad? And then she's like, well, what's so bad? And then he's like, I was champion of the world and Mickey lied to me because I thought I was better than what I was and I wasn't. And then she's like, he was trying to protect you. And then he goes, well, it didn't protect me from anything. I thought I was better, and one day I woke up and I wasn't as good as I thought I was. And then she goes, but you're not telling me the truth. And he goes, what truth do you want? And then she goes, tell me the truth, damn it. And he goes, what? I'm telling you the truth. She goes, no, you're not. You've been champion. We got cars. We got money. We got everything but the truth, damn it. And then he goes, I'll tell you the truth. The truth is I'm afraid. I'm afraid. And then she goes, we don't have to be afraid because even if you lose, even if you fight this guy again and you lose, at least you know the truth. But you find out. But you know the truth. And she goes, and I know that you can live with that.
Yeah, wow.
And then, which is fairly profound.
Yeah, very profound.
And then all of a sudden, he's like, how'd you become so tough? And then she goes, because I married a fighter.
Oh, God.
And I'm sorry, I'm really cheesy, but to this day, and I've watched this movie 1,000 times, I still cry during that scene.
Oh, God. Ugh.
I've still got the tissues by my side after all of this.
Yeah, Jesus.
Anyway, they all of a sudden they go into this big montage of them training, and so all of a sudden Rocky starts to dance like bloody Creed can dance with his footwork in and out, in and out, in and out.
Yep.
Starts doing laps of the pool, killing it in the pool.
Yeah, wow.
And then it shows a scene where Paulie is by the side of the pool, and then he yanks Paulie into the pool. Oh, yeah. And they're all laughing like in a cheesy 80s sort of comeback movie montage. Yeah. And then just really training the house down. And then at the end of the montage, it shows Rocky running with Apollo Creed in the sprint. And this time he beats him. And it shows them, both of them, jumping up for joy in the middle of the surf after Rocky beats him. Yep. And it even shows them with a corny, like, 80s midriff top on, and Rocky with his hand in the air. Where it pauses and go, dun dun. And then they go into the fight. And it's fight night.
Okay, it's fight night. They're back. They're gone to another city or something.
Yeah,
Um,
and Rocky, uh, Rocky hops out of the gate. Rocky hops into the ring with Mr. T.
Yep.
Just a precursor.
Yep.
Before they hop into the ring, Clubber Lang has asked, "What's your forecast for this fight?" He goes,
Yep.
"Pain.
Pain, good.
Pain."
Good. Well spoken. Well
Yeah.
spoken. Well said.
So,
Well said.
so
Well thought.
so this,
Well said. Well planned. He's done well, Clubber Lang.
yeah. Like the scene was set, and none of the media believed Rocky would win
Yeah.
because, anyway,
They don't know
so
about him swimming laps. They don't know that he's
that,
been there doing his, his 10 laps in the morning, That'll help him. And
absolutely,
dance. They don't know that Creed has taught him to dance,
to
with the
dance.
ghetto blaster and that cheesy 80s music. They got no idea.
Correct.
No idea. We know.
So they
The
so
viewer
they
knows.
enter the ring, and all of a sudden, Rocky starts pumping that jab and just mushing it in Clubber Lang's face like an absolute trip hammer. Bang, 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 bang. Just keeps smashing him all over the place. I was like, wow, how good is this? And everyone's like, Rocky looks unbelievable. This is crazy. And then all of a sudden, Mr. T blocks him. And then Rocky hits the canvas. It's like, whoa. The fight has just gone straight on its head, just in one round. And then all of a sudden, he stands up and then gets up. And then there's an altercation between both of them at the end of the round. And then everyone runs into the ring. And then they're like, we have a fight. We have a fight here. Because all of a sudden, you're seeing Rocky snap lots of jabs into Mr. T's face, but Clubber Lang's face, but Clubber Lang knocks down Rocky.
Yep.
So it's like all of a sudden, it's not like the one side beatdown we saw.
Yep.
So a few more rounds go on, and obviously, Rocky is holding his own.
Yep.
But once again, Clubber Lang has this great big power whereby he knocks Rocky down again.
Yep.
And then Rocky comes back, jabbing, punching. So it becomes a real back and forth. But all of a sudden, it gets to near the end of the third round. And I think the age of Rocky is starting to show.
Yep.
And despite all the training, despite how well he's doing in this fight, he starts to look tired.
Yep.
And he starts to look as though he's getting overpowered. But then all of a sudden it shows Clubber Lang throwing this great big hook. And then Rocky covers up. And then he takes it. And then Clubber Lang throws again. Rocky, bang, shells up, takes it. And then the bell rings.
Ding, ding.
And then Apollo Creed goes, what are you doing, Rocky, in there? You're saying you get killed. He goes, no. I know what I'm doing. I've got a plan. And then Creed goes, well, don't tell me. Go out there and do it. So then the fourth round.
Maybe he wasn't going to tell him,
Huh?
Maybe Rocky wasn't going to tell him the plan.
No. Well, and I think by this stage Apollo Creed goes, well, he hasn't got much left in the tank, and if he's got a plan, I don't want to overcomplicate things.
Yep.
Go out there and do your plan.
Yeah.
Because by now I also have a lot of faith in you.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, fourth round, it shows slow motion shots of Mr. T throwing these great big punches, and then Rocky covering up, And then he goes, "You ain't so bad. You ain't so bad. Come on the chin." And then, "You ain't so bad. Come on." And then all of a sudden, Clubber Lang starts throwing all of these punches, left, right, and center.
Yep.
And then he's starting to get tired.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden it pans to the corner where even Apollo Creed kisses Paulie on the head because he can start to see that the plan is working.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
that they're a unified team, and
They-
Clubber Lang is starting to get tired.
Yep.
So all of a sudden it's working, and Rocky starts getting all this faith in himself and starts trash talking Clubber Lang. And then before you know it, Rocky's throwing all these combinations left, right, and center. And Clubber Lang has got tired. And then Rocky just completely just overrides him with punches, finds that second wind, knocks him to the canvas. But it's like you start to see Clubber Lang getting tired. He's stumbling. It's just like those last two wobbles before a bottle falls over.
Yep.
And then finally finishes him off with a hook. And then the crowd goes absolutely wild.
Yep.
And Rocky wins.
And is that the end of the movie? The final, when he's...
And that's basically the end of the movie. There's only one last part.
Yep.
After the fight, it shows Rocky and Creed walking to the gym, because earlier on in the fight, before the fight happened, Apollo Creed goes, "I'm going to let you get redemption. I'm going to make you champion of the world again. But afterwards, babe, you're going to owe me a favor." And then Rocky goes, "Well, what favor?" After the fight, Rock. After the fight.
Okay, all right. So this is the favor.
Yes. So the fight's over, and they're walking to the gym. And they turn on the lights. And then Rocky's like, "Yo, we got our gloves on. We're walking to the ring. What favor is this? What favor is this, Apollo?" And he goes, "Well, you know what? When you beat me by 1 second, because they were both crawling off the canvas in Rocky 2, and Rocky made it to the feet." He goes, "That's very hard of a man of my ego to comprehend." He goes, "So we're going to have a fight in the ring with no reporters, no TV cameras, no one else, just you and I."
Oh.
And then they start sort of spiraling each other in the ring. And then he goes, and then they got like their tricky footwork on, and Rocky goes, "Oh, you taught me pretty good, Creed." He goes, "Yeah, I taught you good. I'm a great teacher, but I'm also a great fighter." And then it pans out at the end of the movie with them both throwing a shot towards each other.
And
then
that's
Eye
it.
the Tiger kicks in. Then that's the movie.
Oh my God. You're not going to believe it. We are like seconds away from this video finishing.
Beautiful.